Hey yo, you beautiful motherfuckers, or flickers, depending on who is listening and if you're going to get banned or not. Anyway, yeah, so this is again another back session, but this is my first proper back session back into training. So again, like I said, I'm always trying to, at the moment, work on thickness because I am going to be competing again. So I want to not only have that width, but mainly that thickness. Like, it looks good when you're big, and you got that wide stance in it. You just look like a big Dorito or Johnny Bravo. But when you turn to the side and you disappear, like, because you've got no density, no thickness, it doesn't look so impressive. And of course the judges look for that as well. So anyway, I went back to doing some of the stuff that I used to do years ago to create that thick and that back that I created over the years. So yeah, what started on the lat pull down. Normally I have my hands directly in front of me, and that's my line of path wherever my arm is up. But on this particular one, because I want to work on thickness, I've been putting them as far out as possible. Now, when you do this, me personally, may not for you, but it does for me, and it does for a lot of other people that I've helped create that density to the back. Because you're really able to squeeze everything back, which is, you know, like the idea of a shrug. You are creating that density by hitting those muscles. So your rhomboids, your mid traps, your lower traps, your, you know, all of that good stuff is being worked in a way to create density and thickness to it. I then did like a supinated grip, and I kind of do it in like two motions. So it's almost like in front, then pull back, then front, pull back. But making it into like one actual movement. For that, it's just to get that, again, squeeze and that connection. So then I went to the V-bar one, and what I like to do is what they do like in bending the bar. There's a documentary, there's 4 films on it, and the chap, I can't remember his name, but yeah, I completely agree with him. If you're using a strict form and all the rest of it, some people it works, like all that science-based lifting, but sometimes on certain exercises you've just got to move the weight, and you're going to use a bit of momentum. But if your back is growing from it, it's bloody working. So if it works, don't not fucking do it. Like, obviously be safe, but yeah, you're not using too much momentum, you're locked in, you know, your legs are underneath that pad, you aren't really going anywhere. Like, as long as you don't let it jerk you up, you're not going to risk tearing anything. It's a good way of doing it, because it's a lot of stress, a lot of time under tension with a lot of weight, which, you know, in all fairness, that's all your key elements, isn't it? Anyway, so yeah, I went then over to the one arm variation, because your lats obviously wrap round your body. So if you do this kind of exercise, try it and then let me know yourself. But you feel it massively in your lats, and you also feel it a lot in your serratus, like the muscles in between your ribs and that. And it's phenomenal for stretching it out. Now, I don't personally go past 60 kilo on it, because I want to feel what I want to feel happening, not using other muscles to move it, unlike when I use the V-bar one and move some weight. Then I went to the seated row. I did do a few different variations of this. So the seat's extremely high, I'm a supinated grip, and I'm like almost shrugging and pulling it back. Mixed that up with going over to the pet deck and doing the reverse fly. 2 variations. Again, didn't go past about probably 50-60 kilo, because I want to keep the tension and I want to keep mindful of the muscle that I want to use, and not try and let every other muscle kick in and take over, which your body will naturally do. So you got to leave your ego at the door and just actually do what works. So then, yeah, that's this other variation to it that I've done. You can't really see, but I'm kind of like an angle, I'm 90-degree angle. So then I went back to the seated row machine, took the top off so you can actually see where I'm trying to hit. So I thought, because with the top on, you can't really probably see what I'm on about. But here you can actually see exactly what I'm on about. And towards the end, when I do a few of the posing, and there's a photo of me posing, you can see the thickness starting to happen. And it's just through doing these variations. And like I said, sometimes you've got to move some weight in a session, and then sometimes you've got to be mindful and not use so much weight, but use form. So pinch of salt on both, you know what I mean? Do what works for you. So yeah, Anyway, as you do the exercise, it's always good to do like Arnie said and pose in between, because you're using your body to create that mind to muscle. So use it. Like, do the posing afterwards. And here we go. There you can actually see the thickness to it. And then I finished on the hoodie that I walked in because it's a bad boy hoodie. Anyway, take care. I love you all. Toodle pip, jolly o chap.